Hello and welcome to another episode of Savannah Has Questionable Tastes. Welcome to the New Music Review, the show where I review new music. Literally, it's in the name. I am your host, Savannah, with absolutely nothing else to say. Here is number one. So the first track today is Fefe Dobson with her new single, Hungover. Now, her and I are the same age. We're both Canadian. We're both relatively from the same area. So you'd think that I would have listened to some of her stuff growing up. Well, I didn't. I only know the singles that I watched on television, but aside from that, she never really was on my radar, and unfortunately after this single, she still kind of isn't. I first want to mention the lack of any tangible bass in this, and I'm not specifically talking about a bass guitar, I just mean really bass at all. I listened to this in a large room, I listened to it in a small room, and I listened to it through my earbuds, and it just sounds like they turned the treble to 1,000 and the bass completely off. It was kind of jarring because her voice is a little higher in this song, so it just sounds like you're being screamed at. And for me personally, it's just not really my bag. I do like the fast-paced, kind of punky, punchy drums to it, but aside from that, I don't know if I would listen to this song. I don't think I am the audience for it. There's just a lot of topic in this song I do not relate to. Maybe I'm a square. I think I might be a square. But if you like high energy, sort of pre-drink music that will tell you what you're in for before you even go out for the night, this is the song for you. Track number 2, we have John Mellencamp with The Eyes of Portland. And to be quite honest, I didn't realize that John Mellencamp was still releasing music. I remember him in the 80s, 90s, and maybe the early 2000s, and it was kind of like more legacy music, if that makes sense. It's sort of a time yonder that you remember when you were younger. But listening to his voice now, he must be a lifelong smoker because his voice sounds very gritty, and I don't want to say rough because it's actually hitting all the notes, everything is fine, but you can really tell that there is a difference. I really like the slide guitar, the organ, the sort of heartland sound that John Mellencamp has come to be known for. I absolutely love that. It has this weird place in my heart. Even though I grew up in a different environment, it kind of gives you that nostalgia for something that you never had, a longing for something that you never had, and I love him for that. This song in particular, it's fairly slow. It does err a little on the longer side, but aside from that, it is definitely something that you can kind of just chill and listen to in passing. It's nothing that you really have to focus too heavily on, and there isn't too many embellishments to sort of push the song to a ridiculous level. In all honesty, I would probably listen to this track solely within the confines of the album, but it is a nice sort of reflective song on how society is right now as a whole, how it really always has been. John Mellencamp is in his late 70s. He has seen a lot, he has been through a lot, and he comes from the Midwestern USA. So I'm sure that he has a lot of experience with this, and sort of bringing attention to it is nice. I just don't feel it's a banger, it's more of a thinker. Track number 3, we have Sun Volt with Sometimes You've Got to Stop Chasing Rainbows. And if you check out our Wilco episode for Rate the Record, I referenced Sun Volt a couple of times because their histories are highly intertwined, but I digress. I haven't really listened to any Sun Volt outside of perhaps a couple songs off their first album. After Uncle Tupelo broke up, Wilco went one way, Sun Volt went the other way. Again, check the video. This definitely, to me, doesn't sound old-timey country, which I don't really like too much. It sounds modern enough, but it also sounds nostalgically country enough. It doesn't really sway too much from what it presents to you at the beginning, but it's really relaxing, it is really demure, and I actually kind of like it. I really like the sound and tone of the vocals. I think it matches the guitar very, very well. This is something that I would definitely listen to on the album, off the album, doesn't really matter. Have that come up, I will listen to it, sun shining on my face, sun shining into my soul, and you know what? Maybe I will chase some rainbows. I ain't ever gonna stop, because at the end of that rainbow's the pot of gold, and sometimes it's a song that sounds like this. So, as I'm editing this, I realized that I deleted my outro, so here is another one. Thank you for joining me for this new music review. Down in the comments, let me know, do I have poor musical tastes? Subscribe, like, share, do all the stuff that PewDiePie tells you to do. Go to ratetherecord.ca, watch Rate the Record. You know, you're on the channel right now, so why wouldn't you? Thank you for joining me. I'm Savannah. Bye-bye.